This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at BackupBradleyAbove at the top of the screen and everything that we're talking about here today. So I wanted to give a shout out to Informed Few with this piece that they've put up here. It's really featuring Ray Dalio and Warren Buffett. I'm going to focus on, for the terms of this conversation today, the first piece of this. It's only about 3 minutes, and I want to play for you exactly what Ray Dalio says from Bridgewater about where we are today in the current state of the economy. And then I'm going to go over just a few things, pieces of news that are current, and you make up your own mind about where we are. But I tell you this, I am not ashamed to say it, shy about saying it, however you want to say it. I make no apologies. We are witnessing the greatest financial paradigm shift in the history of mankind. Don't believe it. It's still true. All right, let's listen to what he says right here.
So the question is, what do you jump into? What do you jump off the train? And the issue is, you can't jump into cash. Cash is trash, okay? Cash is that they're going to, because they're going to print money. What do? You get out, okay? So cash is not going to. So what do you do? So what you have to do is you have to have a well-diversified portfolio. And first of all, you have to be global, and you have to have balance. And I think, I don't want to grab, the headline's going to be, again, anyway, is I think that you have to have a certain amount of gold in your portfolio, or you have to have something that's hard. There are three monetary systems that happen. The first is, in the old days, it had intrinsic value. You'd carry around gold coins. Then we come up with the idea of banks or even central banks. And what they do is they create certificates, we call notes, that are claims on those things. And we print many more certificates than there is money in the bank. And then that's a linked system. And we did that, and we broke that in 1971. Then you have a fiat monetary system, which means that you can print whatever amount of money you want. And you can put that, and that's what governments do. So we're in that part of the cycle, bigger picture. There is also new technologies that are coming out. There's inventiveness and innovation. Innovation comes from good thinking. The capacity to supplement using artificial intelligence to I think we can make the pie bigger. The issue is how you divide the pie, and also how monetization is a threat. So there are good things here. I mean, basically, almost if you oversimplify a portfolio, you probably want the stock in the technology disrupting companies and some gold. I mean, because it's the new technology revolution in relationship also to the monetization question, I think.
I believe that when you look at bonds and debt, a bond is a promise to receive currency. So you have, when you're holding a bond, that gives you no interest rate or a negative interest rate, and they're producing a lot of currency, and you're going to receive that. Why would you hold that bond? Okay, and where is that bond, and who owns that bond? Okay, so this period, like the 1930 to 45 period, is a period in which I think you'd be pretty crazy to own bonds, okay? Because what is a debt? A debt in a fiat currency is a promise to receive currency, and isn't it pretty clear they're going to make a lot of currency? So I think that changes the appeal of bonds. Why in the world would you hold the bonds? And that has a big effect. So when you start to think about how much wealth is in bonds, and where is that wealth going to go? And how's that going to work? And how are they going to control it? I have real thoughts about that. So what is a good storehold of wealth when we're all holding all of these debt assets? And how will that play out? That'll be an important consideration.
You know, that is a powerful 3 minutes and 38 seconds right there from Ray Dalio. And not only does he lay out what I believe is unfolding in the economy today and with the collapse of the monetary system that currently exists, it points to the real backbone of the bond market. Now, we know that ARCA in the digital world has gotten the approval from the SEC to sell tokenized treasury bills and notes, bonds, for the first time in the history of mankind. When you think about Ray's point, why would anyone want to own a bond when a bond is really a promise to get more currency back on the currency you're putting up today, knowing that the currency is the problem and the fact that they're printing too much of it? If you understand that the bond market is the backbone to the monetary system, to any monetary system, and it gets near zero and it gets negative, it's just as Ray said, what's the incentive to buy or hold the bond? This, I believe, has been and we've talked about it here on the channel, but widely, I believe this has been a huge conversation that has not happened yet. I believe that tokenizing the bond market can be a part of bringing the confidence back to the monetary system itself, because it would be on a blockchain, a ledger. It would be immutable, right? When you look at some of the things that have been happening, and I want to go right now to the comment that Brad Garlinghouse had made about XRP and its position. Ripple says more than 20% of all transactions on its global network of financial institutions now use the native currency. It was at less than 10% as recently as the fourth quarter of 2019. It has doubled. It has doubled since the fourth quarter of 2019. That to me is remarkable progress. You know, Brad Garlinghouse also made the comments, which we talked about in this morning's video. I want to highlight those again. Says the company has more demand for XRP cross-border payments product than it currently can facilitate. It's just as Ray described with the investments. People are looking for an alternative. XRP, I believe, is positioned perfectly for that alternative. And I think for many, many years now, the large banking and financial institutions of the planet have been working collectively with Ripple for this day and the use of XRP. I want to show you also right here. This is from Real XRP Boy. I believe it's an older post from Hodor. Shout out to Hodor. I hope him and his family are doing well during these strange days. But this is a great illustration, and I love what Real XRP Boy wrote here. Once we get the green light, it's going to be fun watching price discovery. Never underestimate the power of speculation. Hodor. This is real. And this is very real, and it's a nice diagram here that really showcases how does payments using Ripple's technology and XRP work. Simply, he just goes, it's an overview of a diagram showing transactions, costs, settlement, best FX rates, right? Then he goes on in here to talk about penetrating the cross-border payments, the micropayments, trade finance, music industry, and recently in the gaming industry as well. This is just the beginning. All of these things are real use cases. And when you put this technology, all this effort and time that's going into building the market infrastructure needed to support the technology and new innovation, I think you come away with the notion of understanding that we really truly are standing in front of the greatest financial paradigm shift in the history of mankind. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Hit the like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. I'll catch all of you on the next one.